Great. So hello and welcome everybody to this week's Embodying the Archetypes session. And today we're going to be taking a deeper dive into our sovereign embodiment and kind of exploring a little bit what some of the anchors might be that we can really get into some detail and have that be really useful for us. So for anybody who this is new to, don't worry, because this is, you can just go to whatever level you're that you feel most comfortable at. But before we do that, because I know some people have had a bit of a stressful morning already, we're just going to take a little pause. So I invite you to bring your attention inward to your body, just to notice what it is that's going on. And to ask yourself the question, how are you? You don't need to change anything. You don't need to breathe differently. Just noticing how you are. And how do you know how you are? And where do you feel that? So giving you some moments to slow down and notice what it is that's going on, the feelings and sensations that you might have, and where in your body you might be noticing it. And I invite you to write in the chat, in 3 words or less, how you are, or where you are. Just to give us a sense of who's in the room, how you're doing. I've got quite a busy day today, so I'm feeling excited about the day, but also a little bit anxious about the day. Quite a few unknowns. Pretty calm. Yeah, great. And also, the more I do this work, the more I notice that there are these, what are they called? There's paradox in what I experience. So there's all these almost like conflicting feelings, or feelings that maybe don't align in my mind. They all seem a little bit odd, but at the same time, that is the experience that I'm having. And so just accepting that. Yeah, excited about a new day, open in my heart space after a long awake time in the night. Yeah. Fuzzy, electric, disappointed with human interaction. Yeah. A slight headache. Yeah, all good. Wonderful, thank you. So again, just to be aware of that, to have that be a kind of a reference point for you, so you can decide how resilient you're feeling, how much you want to push yourself or challenge yourself, or is there more of a desire to be kind to yourself and to not push yourself and just to sit in the loving space that we're creating here today. So please know that you're fully in control of that, which is always one of our sort of core themes, that you are responsible for your body. You're taking sovereignty for your body and your self-care. Know that you're always a choice. That's really important. So think about what I'm offering today as an invitation rather than as an instruction. And that when we're sharing, please, if people choose to share, and of course you don't have to share, but if you choose to share, that we listen with our ears, we listen with our bodies, and that we don't give advice when people are giving that share. And that also, yes, this session's being recorded, but that there's confidentiality. So I will read out what's in the chat, but I will anonymize it. so that people are not aware of who's sharing what. But if you decide to unmute yourself today and share on video, then please be aware that we are being recorded. Okay, so let us get into a deeper dive into our sovereign embodiment. And as I said, getting more detail about that, being able to use, I'm really starting to notice that I can use parts of my body as an anchor point for my sovereignty, so that I can bring my attention to those parts of my body, and instantly I start to feel much more connected to my sovereignty. And that perhaps we can also begin to explore how some of those parts might be connected to some of the qualities of our sovereignty, like our purpose and our values and our leadership. So I'm going to lead you through a process. Most of you will be familiar with this in some way. And then just to give you the opportunity to explore your body as we go through that. So that's the plan. Sound good? Awesome. Fantastic. So I invite you to stand. You don't have to stand, but the invitation is to stand, particularly so that you can perhaps feel how your feet play a part in your sovereign embodiment and your sovereignty. But if you'd rather sit, then that's absolutely fine. It's just that you'll lose that opportunity for that detail. So you're standing about shoulder width apart. No need to look at the screen. You just need to be able to hear what I'm saying as I guide you through. And if you'd prefer to have your eyes closed, but usually I suggest that you keep your eyes open and have a soft gaze, maybe out through the window or on something that you can just rest your eyes. And you begin to bring your attention to your breathing. Noticing the movement of your body as you breathe in and out. Maybe it's the shoulders and the chest, maybe it's the belly. Maybe you can feel movement in your back or in your pelvis. And then bring your attention to your feet. Allow your attention to come to your feet and be aware of your feet. Your lower legs, and the legs above the knee. Just being aware, just paying attention. Be aware of your pelvis, your tummy and your lower back, your upper back and your chest. Be aware of your shoulders and your arms all the way down to your fingers. Be aware of your head and your neck. With that awareness, perhaps noticing how your body feels, whether it feels aligned and whether it feels stable. And making whatever adjustments you might feel that you need to move your feet a little bit so that your weight is evenly distributed between your feet and through the soles of your feet. That your pelvis sits directly over your ankles and your shoulders sit directly above your pelvis, so that your shoulders can relax and your arms can hang. And your head balances on the top of your spine. And also balancing your attention inward and outward. So being aware of the space to your right and left, above and below, behind and in front. And then using this posture, this stability to relax the core muscles of the body, the muscles in the forehead and around the eyes, relaxing your jaw and your tongue. Relax the throat. Relax your chest and space around your heart. Allow your belly to relax and settle. And allow your pelvis to relax and open as fully as you can. And as you allow yourself to relax more deeply, hopefully feeling the weight dropping down through your body, the tension dropping down through your body, through your legs and into the floor. And the more deeply you relax, the more you might notice the ground pushing you back up. And if you can't feel that, then simply allow yourself to imagine it, so that there's this sense of being pushed up towards the ceiling. As well as feeling connected to the ground. But as you stand here, perhaps begin to notice some of the stand out parts of your body that really feel like you're in your sovereignty. Maybe it's the way your feet are spread along the floor, so that you feel really connected and grounded to the earth. Maybe you feel a sense of stability in your pelvis. Maybe you feel a sense of dignity through your spine, so there's the sense of uprightness and feeling strong, like you can feel your back. We tend to have our attention to the front of the body a lot, but to be aware of the back of your body. And also to be aware of your shoulder blades maybe as well. Or maybe it's your collarbones and that girdle at the top of the shoulder blades and the front of the chest. Or maybe you feel it around your ribs, this barrel of bone and muscle around your chest that protects you front and back. Maybe it's some of those things that I've highlighted. Maybe it's all of those things. Maybe it's none of those things. Maybe some things stand out and others don't. There's no right or wrong. There's simply noticing. And whatever landmarks or that stand out to you, as you begin to slowly, if you choose to slowly move around your space, just walking in a slow, dignified manner, like a sovereign might, kind of quite regal, quite upright. Paying attention to these landmark parts of your body that you've identified. Noticing them in movement as you walk around your space. If you're finding it hard to keep that focus, then maybe slow down your walking or maybe even come to a stop and simply notice. Get that awareness back if you want to. Or move faster if you would prefer, if you feel like you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit. And then as you come to a standstill, wherever you are in the room, bringing your attention inward again if it's drifted. And then we're going to pick some words, or I'm going to pick some words that are some of the qualities of our sovereignty. My invitation is for you to repeat them to yourself, either out loud or in your head. Use my words as a guideline if you want, or pick your own. But just see where in your body those words resonate. So the first word will be purpose. Repeat that to yourself a few times. Purpose. Purpose. Maybe your body resonates with that somewhere, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it gives you some insight into perhaps what your purpose is, or some kind of fine-tuning, or what the next step might be. Purpose. Purpose. A different word. Values. 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 Again, where does that resonate in your body, if at all? Is there any insight? Is there any sense of information or advice that your body is giving you around values? Another word, leadership. 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 And the final word for our exploration today. Response ability. Responsibility. Responsibility. So as we draw to a close, maybe taking a moment to thank yourself, thank your body. Maybe put your hand or both your hands over your heart as a gesture of gratitude. And then allowing your fingers and toes to wiggle and the movement to come up through your arms and legs into your main part of your body. It's a strange expression to use, isn't it? The main part of your body. Anyway. And then when you're ready to come back to the screen. For our opportunity to reflect and to debrief. So that might have been, I got loads of stuff there, which was really cool, but you might want to take some notes, write some stuff down if that would be helpful for you. But the invitation is for anybody to write in the chat or to unmute themselves. And to share a little bit about what their experience was. I was really struck by those different words and how they resonated in my body really differently. What was the second one? What was the second word? Anyway, whatever the second word was.
Actually, I was going to ask you, because I remember the order where they resonated, but I couldn't remember. I was going to ask you what the words were that you said, because I want to make a note.
Okay, let me find. So, oh, that's right. Yeah. So purpose was the first one.
Values.
Values was second. Leadership was third. And then I think I said responsibility. Yeah. So for me, values really resonated through my rib cage, like really, like I've never had that experience before. That was quite exciting.
Yeah, it was interesting. They were all the different words, and surprisingly, they resonated in different parts of my body. I've no idea why that was, and it's not something that I expected.
No.
But yeah, for me, purpose was kind of in my abdomen. Values was kind of up here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership wasn't really anywhere, maybe a little bit here. And responsibility was similar to purpose.
Okay, great, lovely.
Actually, no, I got that the wrong way around. Purpose was here and values was further down.
Okay, right. And in a different part of your abdomen, responsibility and values?
That's a really good question. I was trying to figure that out, but I'm not actually sure.
Sure.
Maybe responsibility was slightly lower down, but I couldn't really figure it out.
Yeah. It's just about being just, over time you get the sensitivity and it makes it easier to discern.
Yeah,
but,
I figured I'd probably not become sensitive enough to that.
Yeah, but it's great noticing that it is moving around. So yeah, wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Cool. Anybody else? If I can ask you to, if you're not speaking, if I could ask you to put yourself on mute, just so that there's no background. Greta, please.
So when it came to the purpose, I'm still working at that. I haven't found my purpose yet. So it's kind of a not really there in the body, or not very physical in the body.
Mhm.
And also with value, yes, it should be a physical, but I didn't have a big one on that. But when it came to leadership, actually, I felt some excitement, and in the belly chest area, and just a inner good feeling. And I don't really know leadership of what, but I'm doing all these embodiment courses, which is in the direction of leadership. So somehow, maybe that's one of my purposes. But when you came to the response ability, and I like the way you said that, because I've had very much responsibility for others, and I kind of, oh, I don't want more. But when you said response ability, I have an ability to respond. That was something different.
Yes.
So that felt good.
Yay. Yay. Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I think my experience is that often purpose and values and leadership, there is a kind of a relationship between those things. So maybe there's something about, you know, that leadership thing that really resonated with you, that maybe there's a way in to kind of having a deeper understanding of what feels purposeful for you and valuable for you. But just a possible further inquiry. Thank you for your share. Time for one more. If anyone, go on, Alison. It looks like you're chomping at the bit.
Kind of, but I wanted Laura to have a go as well. But okay, hello. Funnily enough, during the night when I was unable to sleep and was trying all sorts of things, including tapping and so on, I wondered about being in my sovereign to help me release the various things that I was concerned and worried and holding and overwhelmed by, and delegating to allow me to sleep anyway. But so it was lovely doing before we even started, I had an experience of my feet being grounded on my lovely carpet before we even stood, and before you even mentioned feet. So feet came from my body, and I found it a very lovely, it was a very, it felt very connected. So I felt in my sovereign. I'm enjoying being in sovereign. I'm feeling that connection. My body is tired, so it took having to sort of feel strong, but just relax and let go. And I found that when I came to purpose and values, purpose, it was like the skeleton, the whole body, and being aware of my surroundings. So it was really connected with the environment in my body. But when it came to values, I found my arms just opening out, not raised, but just opening, my hands open, and sort of, so an open pose. So values of being accepting and connecting as a sovereign. And I think that's how I do the sovereign. And leadership, the hands were still there, but it was like the hands maybe played not quite the same open. It was more maybe creative with the hands. So it was very interesting. And out of responsibility, there was a sense of, I liked the way you said it too, responsibility, ability to respond. I love that. And so it meant that I could just release any weight. I cannot be a responsible sovereign carrying a whole lot of heavy stuff anymore. I've got to release it. So it felt wonderful, actually. Thank you so much. It was really, really lovely just hearing those words and allowing myself to respond. Thank you.
Respond, yes. Be able to respond. Yeah. Wonderful. How wonderful. Great. So time has done its thing. So alas, we have to close the session. But just to finish up, one thing that you're taking from today's session that you'll be taking out into your day, if you could write that in the chat, and then we will close the session. I'm definitely taking my values around my chest and my heart. Yes, it's been a really lovely session. Bodily awareness, yeah. Dimensions. Oh gosh, that sounds very intriguing. That's I want to know more now, but it's too late. Searching for my yes, oh, tantalizing. Yes, searching for my purpose. How lovely. Yeah, values around holding arms and posture. Yeah, responding. Wonderful. So thank you, everybody. I'm gonna stop the recording now and invite you to unmute yourselves and say goodbye in whatever way that you would like to. And that will be the end of our session. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you.
Great.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Day.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
good morning.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
good day, everybody.
Have a lovely day, everyone.